everybody, this is Tim Charron, and welcome to my brand new podcast called The Charron Zone. Blah, 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 blah. Download your free guide to booking gigs at howtobookgigs.com. Welcome to The Charron Zone. I am here with my good friend Kevin Herchen, coming to you live from sunny Rhode Island. How you doing, Kevin?
I'm great, man. How are you?
I am doing awesome. I want to go right into getting some of your wisdom for up-and-coming musicians, singer-songwriters such as yourself. Let's just start talking about coronavirus. I want to talk about how it's affected you, maybe the tough side of things, and then the silver lining side of things. Some of the things that you can find that are good, that are coming out of all this crazy lockdown scenario.
Yeah. It's unprecedented, that's for sure. I went from playing 5 or 6 nights a week to sitting at home. So
yeah.
This is a full-time gig, playing every night and trying to get out and see the people, and I just love the nightlife. I love the stage, I love the interaction, the hugs, the handshakes, the requests, the cheersings of glasses, the shots, the whole nine. You know it very well, that whole scene. So I do miss it. Yes, I miss it very much. But I've started doing live shows Wednesdays and Saturdays, from Facebook and Instagram. So that has been a different experience, but it's cool. I mean, it's good. I mean, I guess if we're ever going to have this quarantine, this is a good age to have it, because we have so much social media and so much interaction that we can do from afar. So like we're doing right now, even,
Yeah, that's a good point. I didn't think of that. That's a really good point.
If it was 20 years ago, it's going to look vastly different. So, there's still a way for me to get out there and connect with people that it's funny. You will be like this. You see those certain people once a week, once a month, whatever it is, but you don't really, you don't have their phone number per se, and you're not checking in with them, but you always see them out, and it's, hey, what's going on? What's the new song? What are you listening to now? All that stuff. And you don't see that person now. So it's weird. So, while you can't actually see them, if they come up on the feed and on a live stream, you can answer back and you can at least interact that way. So the beauty of it for me is to do that. Number one, still be able to connect to my fans and friends and family Wednesdays and Saturdays, but also to be able to see a lot of shows that I haven't been able to see. I saw you doing a lot of shows as well, and a lot of times all of us are on the road or we're playing at the exact time the other person's playing, and a lot of times those things aren't recorded and live streamed or whatever. So that was it, a one-shot deal. And now I get to actually research who I want to see when they're playing, whether it be Luke Combs or local smaller artists, that's up and coming. So that's the beauty of it too, is having those nights to be able to do that. So it's cool.
Yeah, and now that you mention it, we can make, it's a different kind of connection, but we can make a connection. I think about it this way, we play all these shows, and of course, we're limited to the people that physically come to those shows. Now we can make connections with more fans around the country, more fans around the world, where we wouldn't have had that opportunity. So maybe that's a silver lining too. Where you can, you're sitting there and you can get requests and you can, ask them how they're doing and wherever they are in that part of the country or in that part of the world. So you can make more online connections that way. Of course, nothing will ever replace, the real deal. And like you were saying, the interaction, the hanging out with fans, just the energy, the energy between you as a performer and the fans. But maybe this is a good way to connect with the people that couldn't physically come to some of your shows, and when this is all over, then you'll have the people that can come to the shows, and then the people that are kind of your online, fan base, that can't necessarily get to your in-person shows. But we were talking about a little bit about the how we shoot our lives. So maybe you can go over that a little bit, just for people that are, either just starting to do lives or they want to start doing lives. What are your recommendations as far as what to use in on Instagram or Facebook Live?
Yeah, my setup is, and this is a good point too, is that I should do more research or check experiences and see what other artists are doing as well. I just try to see what's going on online, but behind the scenes we could, each talk to each other as a good community of singer-songwriters. But I use my laptop for the Facebook platform, and I use my phone for Instagram platform. And I try to set up something behind me. I try to use a little bit of lighting. I try to set up something behind me where it shows my name, a picture, and the Venmo and PayPal and things like that, because that's the only way we're making money these days is a virtual tip jar, which I cannot thank enough people for being as generous as they are. It's amazing. So thank you for all that, for even just tuning in, but just virtual tip jars are amazing. So thank you for that. But so that's how I set it up. The only problem I have is that I need to be close to the screen so I can read, because I love to interact.
Right.
My big thing is I want to have it close. So I don't get much of that panoramic view because I'm really close. And my friends are like, your face is right up against it. I'm like, yeah, I'm reading what you're saying. I like to push the wave button and the like button and interact, because I know personally when I go to someone that I want to watch, if I say, what about this song? How do you feel about this? I want to have that interaction, because that's really, like you said, the only way we're getting that interaction these days. There's no energy any other way. Right. So if I can feed off what anybody's saying, just, hey, how you doing? Like, nice hat or something. I want to be like, thank you, or
I totally agree. I tell people all the time, the best thing that you can do, and you're great at this. You're like the master at this. The best thing that you can do is just say people's names.
Yeah.
When they comment, hey, Alicia, hey, Bob, whatever it might be, because I've had this I do this all the time. I'll be on somebody's Facebook Live. Like, here's an example. There's this guy, Grant Cardone, right? He's down here in Florida.
10 times.
Yeah, 10x. Yeah. And so I would watch his Facebook Lives all the time, and I would comment, and he'd start talking to me, and I'd get all excited like a little fangirl, like, Smidge, Grant just said my name. He just said my name. Like, I'm all excited about it. And it's kind of the little bit of magic that you can create on Facebook Live or Instagram Live, is acknowledging people and saying their names. And I mean, think about that, like a lot of people now that are watching, like on my band page, are in a different country. So that's really freaking cool for people that like your music, if you're actually interacting with them and asking them how it is in, Kenya or wherever they are, and for them to hear you saying their name and talking to them, that's really, really, it's as close to magic as we can get, not physically being there in front of somebody performing. So.
Yeah, 100%. Like I said, I try to go by what makes me engage. Like you said, you're on those lives and you're like, well, what do you want from your experience on the other end of it? So what should I do as a performer? So, and to that point, you might not even get that with someone who always comes to your shows. Might get more interaction with you on a live stream than they would sitting, at a bar, because they're talking to their friend or whatever, and they have a drink, and you might say hi to them at the end. But if you can actually answer a question that they have, that might be different than you ever would have. And to your point, as far as people around the country, a lot of my family lives throughout the country, and they can't come to see me, and they're like, oh my God, I know all about what you do. I just never have gotten to see you play. So right. It's really, have my aunts, uncles, cousins, I haven't seen in a long time, moved to the West Coast, so it's really cool. They're like, I know everything you do, I follow it, but I just can't get to a show, obviously, so I finally get to see it. And like, what's better than your family tuning in,
Absolutely, man. I think that's that's one of the biggest motivators for us as musicians, and it's not talked about a lot. At least for me, it's been a huge motivator throughout the years, was just to make my friends that I've known for a long time and my family, first of all, not think that being a musician is just a total waste of my life. But I want them to be proud of what I'm doing. So that's a really cool angle that I never thought of too. Is that a lot of your friends and family that don't usually get to see you now, and everybody's at home watching. So that's a good plus.
Yeah, and the families with kids. So I've played a lot of weddings. They've got married, then they had the kids, and now they don't come out because they got the little kids.
Right.
So they're sitting there going, "Hey, remember you played the wedding or whatever it is," and then it's my little Johnny wants to play guitar. Can you hold up your guitar? And I show it up, and they're going crazy, And what kind of guitar is that? And we're talking about guitars and stuff. So it's like the little kids are the stars all of a sudden too. Like, that guy's on TV. Like, he's talking to me. It's really, like you said, silver linings all over the place. You just got to look for them. So
exactly. And speaking of silver linings, you also have to make them and create them. And so, if you could speak a little bit to. We were talking before we started shooting. I've gotten a lot of gigs in the past week. Some of them where I'm getting gigs just sitting on my balcony performing and playing through different venues of Facebook pages. And then a couple at the actual venues where I'm getting paid to do a live stream from the venue. You're doing something very similar. So if you can talk a little bit about how those came about, how you got the live stream gigs, because I think it's really important that now more than ever, especially right now where we are with things starting to crack open a little bit, that people, musicians, singer-songwriters, are very proactive now. I think that's really important. So if you could speak about like the gigs that you have coming up and kind of how those came about.
Yeah, it's interesting because it's such unprecedented times that I think you got to think outside the box, and this more than anyone. Think outside the box, or just put a bunch of heads together. It's like I've been keeping in touch with all the venues that I play. I've got great relationships with them, and even some that I don't. I reached out to breweries and wineries and such to see, can we partner up? Can we partner up with a sponsorship, or can I play that? Is it outside when no one's around? Just certain things where we can fit in the constraints of the new normal and do it. So I touch base with a lot of the venues that I play, and they touch base with me too. Like, how you making out? How you doing? Are you staying sane? And I'm saying, well, how are you making money? How are we making money? And let's do it together. Let's help each other. Mm-hmm. And it's like you said, that's basically how it came about. Where we said, we can do an on location where no one's around, and we set up and we have the backdrop, and we have some interactions or some deals at the bar or takeouts or whatever it is. To just generate some promotion and still have a change of scenery, help each other out, community-based, And to your point, it was like we all the venues and I always touch base just to see how we're staying afloat in these crazy times. And they said, well, what can we do? Let's be creative, and they came at it from their angle. This is what I can do as a venue, and I came at it from an artist. This is my angle. And, this week we're starting to go forward with it. I think there was a lot of, like you said, a lot of hesitation, or a lot of it's cracking open now, some hesitancy as far as like, what should we do? What can we do? What will people accept? That was a lot of pushback we got too, is we don't want bad Yelp reviews or bad publicity, like we obviously care about the safety of everybody. So it wasn't like, all right, well, let's just have this crazy party. It's like, well, let's be smart about it.
Yeah, baby steps.
Yeah, so it was like of course we all want to go crazy and have a great time together again, but what can we do and when can we do it? So I've seen what you've done, and that's awesome too. As far as I've taken over some Instagram pages or Facebook, and then we're gonna start. I'm gonna start going to a location and just it generates some more excitement, energy.
Yeah, definitely. It's super easy. All you do, all I've done, is you just get them to add you as an admin for the time of your performance, and then you just go live like you're doing from their page. And I was going to say, it's really doing this is really powerful for basically any kind of business. But, just for an example, right? There's a really great waterfront bar that we play at every once in a while, a couple blocks down from me, called Monty's on the Bay. And so think about it. You're a business, right? You're a bar, you're a restaurant, you're a hair salon, you're a car parts, whatever. You're a business, you're going through this, you're either shut down or you're, only able to do takeout and stuff. So the chances are you're probably not doing any live feeds whatsoever. You have no real content other than to be like, one of a million that's saying, oh, we have takeout, we have this, we have that. So for someone like yourself or me to go either, to do it from your location, or, it's better to go do it at their location. But say you go to their bar, even if you're outside, you stand outside the bar and you go live, like I did it for Monty's, and people absolutely loved it because, number one, they're never live. So if they have someone going live for like 45 minutes to an hour, that's a big deal to the people that are on their page because they never see anything live. Then you have you're already like a pro at interacting. So you not only do they have somebody like live on their page performing and playing music, but they also have them interacting with the people. So I think we had 1,200 views right away on the one I did it on Friday for them, and that's just really powerful to let people know that, hey, this place is being proactive and thinking outside of the box, and they're getting the attention because of all those people that are like, holy crap, they're going live from that page, and you get all the interaction. So everybody, businesses, you, me, we're our own business. We all want to be on the top of people's minds. And this is the best way to do it. And that's the best way, I think, a great way to approach any kind of business right now. Like, hey, I can come over and do a Facebook Live performance for an hour for $100 or $200. And you're going to get so much attention, and you're going to be on everybody's mind, so that if you are doing takeout, stuff like that, everybody's going to, all eyeballs are going to go to them. And when you do eventually open, everybody's going to have that on their mind.
100%. I agree with that 100%. That's awesome.
Yeah, I think it's a total win-win. And I think that it's
win for everyone.
Yeah, I think it's really important that you, that you're being proactive and you're reaching out to all these places. And like I said, I've said it before, now is the time. Now is the time to be proactive. And like you were saying, or just call up venues or whatever, managers, owners, venues, bookers, and just say, how are you making out? How's the family? Like, how are things going? Do you guys need anything? Because, people really appreciate that. So, how have you been creativity-wise? Because everybody's like, oh, now is such a great time to be creative. And I don't know about you, I'm struggling. I'm like, day to day, I'm like, some days I'm just like, I just feel so like I don't want to do anything.
I'm glad to hear you say that, as a matter of fact, because I'm the same way.
Yeah. Like,
thank God the sun is shining, because then I can go for a walk. But yeah, a lot of times I'm just like, man, I'm going for a long walk, and that's it, And the good thing that I've been doing to try to break out of that is co-writing. So I've been doing a lot of co-writing with people in Nashville and Chicago, and just friends that I've made over times from Nashville, and just doing Zoom, which I love Zoom and Hangouts, Google Hangouts, and even Skype, but whatever it is, and so they can pull it out of you, because you could, like you said, you could sit there and just bang your head against the wall and you're just not feeling it. I just want to go for a walk and listen to other music rather than play it, or create, because I feel like I have a ton of ideas and I keep throwing them in my phone, but I can't extract them, to elaborate on them. So that's the co-writing, I think, is really helping me, because people are just like, come on, man, get it out, and I'm like, good, because I'm just sitting here. I got some ideas, I'll contribute, but yeah, I'm kind of up against it, to say the least.
Yeah. Well, are you going to play a song or two in a bit? Are you set up?
Yeah, I got a guitar. Yeah.
Okay. Cool. So, anything else that you can think of to kind of just help out, any musicians that are listening or watching, as far as moving forward? I
don't know. I think, I should ask you this too. Is I see a lot of people questioning putting out new music. Like, maybe they said, well, maybe now's not the time. I feel like in a sensitive way, like, and like this and that, but I'm putting out new music, and I'm like, I think that's what you should do. Like, you have a captive audience. Mm-hmm. A lot of people are talking about doing videos now, because people are sitting, watching. It's not like they're on the go as much as they were, so they can actually watch as opposed to just listening. And I think, I think putting stuff out is what you should do. Not like force it out, but if you were already going to, like, I already had something planned for the spring, and I'm going forward with it. So I don't know how you feel about, like, some people like.
I think 100% that you should. I've had a collection of demos, acoustic demos that I've just accumulated throughout the years, and I always thought, maybe I'll release it as an EP, and then this all came about, and I was like, well, why not? Now's the time. So it's an album of acoustic demos released during a pandemic. So I named it Pandemos. Yes.
I love it.
Yeah, man. I just think, like,
that's awesome.
Thank you. I'll speak for myself. Music's more important now than ever. Like you were just saying, like, sometimes, most days I just want to go for a walk and listen to music. And I've been trying to work out a lot and listen to music and listen to music and listen to music, because it helps. It really helps you forget about everything that's going on. And if we can supply that for people, we absolutely should,
Yeah. And that's one thing I want to definitely mention is the amount of just comments and compliments that I'll get, either, Facebook messages, DMs, and Insta, or just text message, whatever, email, whatever, just saying, thanks for playing. Like, thanks for playing during this. Like, it was kind of normal. And I was like, it just didn't hit me until, after a few of the live feeds that people said that. And then I started realizing, wait, this got me in the mood. Like, I'm in a better mood those days when I'm going to play.
Exactly. Exactly. Yeah.
And it's crazy. And so people just said that. And I try not to. My personal opinion is I don't say much about what's going on. I'm always just like, hey, guys, hope you're okay, hope you're safe, hope you're healthy, whatever. And then, boom, right into the music, right into the songs, right into the whatever. I try not to get – because you can watch the news if you want, but that's not what I'm here for. So mine is like totally we're at a show and nothing is going on. Nothing else is going on. We're at a show and let's go, Yeah. I mean, if you talk to me about it, fine. Hit me up separately. I'll talk to you all day about it. But during the show, it's like – we're at a show, we're at a bar, we're at a venue, we're on the beach, whatever we're doing, and just because I want to keep my mind off it too, like you were saying. So it's like that's, but the amount of comments, compliments, and just thank you for playing is like so humbling. I'm like, hey, it's my pleasure. It's the least I could do. I love playing. You kidding me? I'll definitely play.
Yeah, and that's definitely something that is an underrated part of it from our perspective. Is it really does help. Like I could be having a total crap day, and things get to me. I feel like Jekyll and Hyde. Like, I have days where like, oh, everything's going to be great, everything's good, like silver linings, and then the next day I'll just be like, I cannot believe this is happening. Everything just seems so heavy, And then a lot of those days, I'll make myself go on Facebook Live and play some songs, because I know all of a sudden it's going to be like, I'm going to start performing. I'm going to start forgetting stuff because you're thinking about what you're doing. You kind of get lost in the music, and then you get your like people that love what you're doing, and then all of a sudden like your mood totally changes. So it's really a win-win for both sides. It's I've been trying to tell people like, they're like, oh, music is really helping me through. And I'm like, it's really helping me through too.
100%.
Yeah. Cool. Well, awesome, man. I really appreciate, you coming on and sharing.
One quick song?
Oh yeah, sure.
Let me grab it. All right, man.
Cool. And definitely let everybody know where they can find you and check you out.
This is KevinHerchen.com, HERCHEN. It's all over every streaming platform as we all are these days. We actually made a video for this one, so this one's I'm gonna play Drawbridge. I released it in the fall, and then we did a video for it in Nashville around, I want to say January or February. So there's a video out there, too, for it separately, done by Squeaks on Tour in Nashville. So this one was produced by Max Gabriel in Nashville as well. So this one's called Drawbridge. I like to think that I can knock down any wall, but girl, this wall around you is way too tall. It's like you're in a fortress or a castle made of stone. Oh, but don't it get lonely sitting there all alone? All alone. Baby, let your drawbridge down. Let me in. I just want to look around. Won't steal a thing. You can tell me all your dreams. I can get to know you better. I just gotta see where you've been and bring us closer together. There's no need to keep me out. Baby, let your drawbridge down. Yeah, you know I've been there, know just what it's like. Always wondering if it's worth it to let someone inside. I ain't gonna force this door, I wanna scare you away. But I can show you what it's like to be loved and still be safe. Still be safe. Baby, let your drawbridge down. Just let me in. I just wanna look around. Won't steal a thing. You can tell me all your dreams. I can get to know you better. I just gotta see where you've been and bring us closer together. There's no need to keep me out. Baby, let your drawbridge down. A little abbreviated version for you.
Awesome. Drawbridge. I love it, man.
Thanks, man. Yeah, I wrote it with Mary Haller. She's a Massachusetts native, so you appreciate that.
I know Mary.
Yep.
Yeah. Very cool. Awesome. So one more time, just let everybody know where they can check you out and find you.
Yeah, KevinHerchen.com, HERCHEN, and it's Kevin Herchen Music on Facebook, and just Kevin Herchen on Instagram, and all the Spotify, iTunes, YouTube, all that good stuff, man.
Awesome. All right, buddy. Thank you so much for being on, and hopefully we'll actually see you in person very soon.
Thanks so much for having me, man. Always a pleasure. Appreciate you. Keep rocking.
Thanks.